We've got live NBA basketball headed your way on this fine Wednesday afternoon. Along with the all-star team of Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, I'm Brian Anderson.
Here we go.
Here's Mutombo.
Watch the screen.
Slam dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Gilgeous-Alexander lifting off and hammering it down with all he's got.
And slam dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
The defense gives Shea all their attention, and that leaves another guy open and ready to score.
Pass to Wembanyama. Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Outside O'Neal. Here's Eaton. Off the mark there with a three. Chicago with the ball. Now Porzingis. Yes! And it's Wembanyama picking up the assist.
Check out Porzingis' energy. He's just relentless on both ends of the court.
Gilgeous-Alexander attacking. Oh, got that one up quick.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
And stolen by Porzingis. Here's Weber. Drops in the three.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
And the first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Gilgeous-Alexander looking it over. Weber pulls it in.
You can hear him sputtering all the way over here. He knows he should have knocked that one down.
And something that makes SGA so dangerous on offense, his elite drive and kick ability.
Yeah, you have to load towards him when he comes off a high pick. He just draws so much attention and can find another cutter or a spot-up shooter. He has so much gravity to his game.
And so he hits both.
To have a big who's great at the line, such a plus.
A minute 39 left to the first quarter here. Oh, it's blocked by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Impeccable defense from Gilgeous-Alexander. For a guard, he blocks a fair amount of shots.
Rice. No good on the quick three.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Irving, no good. A minute 20 left in the first. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Mutombo. To the middle. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Clock at 4. From the top of the key, he buries it.
There's so many facets to SGA's game. He's equally good from all three levels.
Now here's Irving. And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet, we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Knocked loose. And they're on the break. And the finish by Irving.
Easy to admire the defensive intensity Gilgeous-Alexander provides. Outstanding job coming up with the steal there.
Here's O'Neal. From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. Chicago with a rebound. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And that one's good. Weber's got 5.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Here's O'Neal. It's on target from the high post.
And obviously their goal right now is to feed him the ball and get him going.
Yeah, it's a good start for him. Let's see if they can keep getting him the ball in that area.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Chicago ahead, leading by 5. Quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And from what we've seen from Chicago, what's your take so far?
They are looking engaged so far, especially on offense.
Yeah, and that's helped them get the lead. But we'll have to see if they can sustain this offensive output.
And Wembanyama gets it to go.
Yeah, you've got to worry about Wembanyama everywhere. He puts a defense to the test.
Pass to Duncan. Now here's Avdia. Gilgeous-Alexander defending. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
First personal foul.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
He's off on the second. Chicago leading by 7. Inside. Gilgeous-Alexander punches it home.
Yeah, a defense has to be very aware of Gilgeous-Alexander's attack mindset. He wants to get to the rim and do maximum damage.
Pass to Weber. Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Irving. Shoots over George. And it's Irving missing. Here's Duncan. Yet to see a basket. Hits the trifecta.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Down low. Wembanyama. It's rebounded by George. Throws it up high.
The great read between those two guys. The defense didn't stand a chance, B.A.
These two teammates right here, Grant, they are connected. And Irving has got the ball here for Chicago. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Out left to the wing. To the inside.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
The 3 from Wembanyama. Wemby showing off the range.
3 points.
When Wembanyama goes up, he can be so quick. I mean, the rookie looking very assertive.
George with it. Porzingis picks him up defensively. Pass to Gilmore. The ball's knocked loose. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Avdia. Weber pulls it in.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
I love whenever Porzingis hits the offensive boards. He has the height needed to hurt defenses in this regard.
Avdia, right side. George for 3. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest that ball.
Almost had the steal. You have to love the pressure defense.
Yeah, deflections are a stat that a lot of teams track, disrupting the offense's rhythm and flow.
Outside for Wembanyama. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. And he'll be shooting his first free throw. There's 48 seconds left to play in the first half. Pass to George. There's a screen. Here's Gilmore.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
No baskets. Personal foul. Checking in for Chicago. Number 21, Tim Duncan.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout here.
Timeout.
He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Chicago making a switch here. Chicago leading by 5. Outside for Booker.
An active shooter. Booker is clever at finding ways to attract fouls on the way up.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. First free throw is good.
Devin Booker taking 2 shots.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Shea hitting the 3.
Coach likes that look. And Gilgeous-Alexander from the corner.
Here's Duncan. Here's George. Baseline jumper right on the money.
Nice job to recognize the lack of D in that medium range area.
Oh, it's stolen by Doncic. And so it's Chicago, leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. And it's mostly due to their superb shooting. They've wasted very few possessions. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Here's Booker. Now here's George. They set the pick. And he banks in the layup. George has gotten his second bucket of the game.
Sturdy play from George in the paint, getting by the contact and to his finish.
Here's Eaton. He's scoreless. Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. 6 to shoot. Pass to Rice. Three-pointer. Ooh, nice D from George.
That's exactly how you have to defend him on the perimeter. Can't allow any space.
Here's Booker. And yep, it's good. And now it's a 10-point Chicago lead.
Booker draws so much defensive attention as a scorer, and it really helps in opening up the passing lanes.
Here's Rice. And the layup is good off the glass.
And he's looking to get on a roll here to start the second half.
Well, that's how to start the second half strong. Going right at the rim and building some positive momentum.
Here in the second half, they've just found better shots.
Yeah, they've looked really in sync after the break. Getting the shots they want and converting them.
Strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
Man, left no doubt with that one, Grant. Here's Duncan. There's the drive. Oh, a nice one-handed slam right there.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, B.A.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. Gets the 3 to fall. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 10 points in the game.
Outside, inside, in between, doesn't matter. SGA is lethal.
Here's Duncan. Into the lane. Here's Eaton. Pass to Rice. Thompson with a steal. And here's the fast break. Oh, and the dunk by George.
Nice job by George to get out, run, and complete the break.
Here's Eaton. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Out to the right wing. The three. Hits the three-pointer. He's got 5.
Yeah, showing off that ability to stretch the floor. Seems like everyone is a threat at the arc these days.
Here goes Booker. And Booker with the jam.
Wow. Booker doing whatever it takes to get to the basket. Totally fearless.
Here's Eaton. Pass to Mutombo. Here's Rice. Shot clock at 5. Tries again. The shot by Mutombo, no good.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
Some room here for George. No good from the wing. We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. Gilgeous-Alexander on the wing. It's stolen. Thompson outside. To the paint. Poked away. Gilgeous-Alexander with a steal. To the middle. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
And so it's Chicago with a
Even from the
6-point
daddy's room.
lead at the close of the quarter. Just pounding the paint. Three tense quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the fourth.
Yeah. Daddy's just finishing up this game.
Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Weber. And the layup is good.
Daddy's just finishing up
And
my
that
game.
was
And
the
then
right
maybe
decision.
there's
When
a
you're in
play,
need of a
right?
bucket, you go to your most trusted guys.
Yeah, he got a good look, and he calmly delivered for them. That's what you like to see.
That's right.
Here's Weber. Good work defensively by Gilgeous-Alexander. It's George on the wing. Misses the
That's what you
three.
need to play with.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Oh, wasted no time on that
Yeah,
one.
buddy.
Well, if you came here looking for a scoring battle,
Yeah,
I
Daddy's
think
still
you made
playing
the
me.
right choice.
Trying my best
Yeah,
to
and
win.
how great have these offenses been for these teams tonight? Just
He's trying my best.
fantastic execution.
There's that man, Gilgeous-Alexander.
So pretty
Tough
good
to
right now.
contend with his quickness.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for Chicago?
Well, the
No,
defense
I
hasn't done nearly a good enough job of getting back in transition, and they've taken advantage, racking up fast break points against them.
And they've also been so active
Yeah, and then
defensively,
you go to the
getting
park and
deflections,
notifies us.
forcing turnovers, and scoring off of them.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
I was able to listen in on what Steve Kerr had to say to the team. Despite the lead, Coach was stern with the guys, mentioning to the team, do not let up. I've seen some big comebacks in this league, and this is not over. An interesting message. BA?
Thank you for that, Allie. And that one is right through the heart.
Well, that's probably not the shot they were looking for, but hey, when it goes in, everybody's happy.
Pass to Weber. Knocked away. From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. Porzingis grabs the board. And so it's Irving who brings up the ball for Chicago. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Look at Shea playing big inside.
And the D can't allow Gilgeous-Alexander to get this positioning, because once he does, he makes you pay.
Gilgeous-Alexander no good.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
George outside. They set a pick. To the right side. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Lets the three fly. And that basket makes him 6 for 11. Shooting a good percentage.
Well, we talk about ice in his veins a lot, but this guy personifies that. What a clutch shot.
Oh, obviously Gilgeous-Alexander has the will to win. What a relentless effort.
Pass to Eden. Here's Mutombo, defended by Porzingis. And here's George. And the jam by George.
This team counts on George to deliver points. His consistency under pressure is key to their offense.
Outside Irving. .105 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. No good there. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. They'll probably slow things down now.
Burn the clock while you have the lead. I like that.
Gilgeous-Alexander with the ball.
And this is so critical. They now have to score every trip up the floor.
Yeah, they need everything to break their way at this point if they're going to rally back.
They set the pick, and the officials will call the illegal screen here.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted.
Timeout, timeout.
Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today, but you can't make it that obvious.
The home team calls timeout. What do you think Coach will be drawing up here?
They could pressure the inbounds pass and go for the steal first, but if that's unsuccessful, you have to be ready to foul.
Now into the lineup for Chicago. Number 77.
We've got 22 seconds left in the final quarter. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those, so they get into the penalty.
Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
And they go to the intentional foul. Good on the first. And that makes it a three-point lead.
Yeah, this young man is pretty steady at the line. Wembanyama can get this done.
Great work at the line under pressure. They're that much closer to putting this game away.
The home team calls timeout. What do you think is going to be their best move at this point?
An uphill battle for them. Everything has to go perfectly.
Well, I'm sure they'll run a play they believe in. If it works, I say try for the steal, and if you don't get it, immediate foul.
Checking in for your home team, Tim Duncan.
Here's Rice. And there's a pick. Launches it. And it's in. And that one brings them within one.
Whoa, that is as clutch as it gets. Big time play.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
So he gets them both. And it's a three-point game.
Well, talk about poise under pressure. Buries all of his free throws, and now up 3. They've got to play smart.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Pass to Duncan. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
We got Silver.
He drops the first one, and that brings him within 2 here. Good on both.
Yeah, he's a guy you want at the line, and clearly not affected by the moment.
And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible. So the first one drops, and that'll put them up 2. And so both free throws good, and it's a 3-point game.
And looking to even the score with a huge 3.
Absolutely need a 3
team foul.
He hits the first one, and that brings him within 2 here. Both good from the line that time. And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
First personal foul. Fifth team foul.
First free throw is good, and that'll put him up 2.
The away team.
Second one is good, getting both at the line. And it's a 3-point game. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Second personal foul. Fifth team foul.
He gets the first, and that brings him within 2 here. And he makes both free throws. And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
Second personal foul. Team is in the penalty.
First free throw is good, and that'll put him up 2.
The away team. Julius Revene.
And he hits both free throws here, and it's a 3-point game. And now we've got an intentional foul.
Kristaps Porzingis. Second personal foul. Team is in the penalty.
He hits the first one, and that brings him within 2 here. And so he makes both from the line. And they need to stop the clock, so there's the foul.
Third personal foul.
Good on the first, and that'll put him up 2.
Taking 2 shots.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game. Here's Eaton for the tie. Oh, and he can't make the shot to force overtime. And so Chicago takes the win. And this was an emotional win for them, no doubt about it.
Just a fantastic accomplishment. You love how they just diffuse the energy in this arena.
And that about wraps it up. For Grant Hill, Allie